Hey Park Hoppers, welcome back to our channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Well, out with the old and in with the new. Disney's very controversial Genie Plus is gone, and they've replaced it with a new system, SinglePass and MultiPass Lightning Lane experiences. We are here at Magic Kingdom to test it out and see if we can get some success with it. Are you ready? Let's do this. With this new system, they allow you to pick 3 rides to start out. 1 from the top tier, and then 2 from the lower tiers. So the 1 top tier ride that I picked was Big Thunder Mountain. We're gonna go jump on that real quick. After we scan in for this first ride, we can go back on the app and pick another ride. So let's scan in and see what other ride we can get next. It's telling me that I can check in for another available experience now because I already tapped into the first. Click select on tip board. There's really not a lot of good rides left to do if we're being honest. I actually think I want to pick Space Mountain. I'm definitely going to be checking back throughout the day to make sure I can get that for earlier because I do not plan on being here at 8 o'clock p.m. Okay, so we did Big Thunder. It was basically a walk-on, got front row. Up next is Haunted Mansion. We're going to go hop on that. And then immediately after, we're gonna get on to Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. Now, while I was in line, I realized I had another chance to book a MultiPass. So I ended up getting Under the Sea Journey to the Little Mermaid. I don't know if that was a glitch or what, because I had only checked in to Big Thunder Mountain. And from that, I was able to get Space Mountain. And then whenever I went back to check the tip board just to see if times were updated, I ended up having another opportunity to book a second ride. Okay, we just checked into that, so we should be able to get back on the app and get another MultiPass experience. So it's not showing yet that I can book another one. I'm thinking that I might have been able to get that Little Mermaid one because the latest time had passed for my Haunted Mansion one because I'm running a little late. So this is actually saying that once I redeem another experience, then I'm going to be able to get another Lightning Lane. So it shows right here, if I press these little buttons, which Lightning Lane I need to get before I can experience another one. So once I hop on to Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, I should be able to get another one, or at 11:20. I'm gonna test it and see if I can get another one at 11:20 because technically 11:20 is the time, it's the end time for my Space Ranger Spin MultiPass. So we'll see. It's 11:20 and I have not checked in for Space Ranger Spin yet, but it's allowing me to check in for another Lightning Lane. There's a lot of them that aren't available for some reason. They're flying off the shelves. So we already got Big Thunder. We've already got Space Ranger Spin. We're in line for Haunted Mansion. Jungle Cruise isn't available. Pirates isn't available. Tiana's isn't available. So the pickings are slim. We got slim pickings here. We're gonna go ahead and do Small World. Always a much needed air conditioning break. So now we are gonna run to Space Ranger Spin. All right, we're gonna hop on Space Ranger Spin. I did already book the next MultiPass Lightning Lane for this. Remember whenever we were in line at Haunted Mansion? But we're gonna go ahead and get in this one and then see what's next. So I got 27,400 with my left hand and 676,800 with the right hand. Okay, it's 12:07. I cannot book another Lightning Lane MultiPass until I check in for my next one. The next one is It's a Small World at 2:20. I can either wait until 2:20, check in for Small World, and then hop on and see if there's another MultiPass that I want to do, or I could edit the MultiPass for Small World to a ride that may be sooner than 2:20. Since it's 12:08, so that gives me 2 hours to either grab lunch or cool off in the air conditioning, get some ice cream, or if I wanted to modify It's a Small World to something sooner, I could modify it to a different time. As you can see, a lot of rides are already sold out for the day, but they do periodically add more, like Jungle Cruise, Big Thunder, Pirates, Haunted Mansion, Space Ranger Spin. So if I wanted to, I could get another MultiPass for Monsters Inc. at $12.50, and then whenever I check in for that at $12.50, I'd be able to get another Lightning Lane. Or I could keep It's a Small World and use this time to take a break. The other thing I could do is PhilharMagic at $12.10, and then right after that I'd be able to hop in and get another Lightning Lane. It all depends on really what you want your day to look like. Me personally, I'm getting a little hot and hungry, so I think I'm gonna grab some lunch and then we can talk about my thoughts on the new MultiPass for now. I got my Casey's Corner mini corn dogs, I got my fries, I got my Coke Zero. Let's talk about this new MultiPass Lightning Lane experience. Sweet. Okay, lunch is over. Here's my view. So let's just get right into it. How do I feel so far about the new MultiPass experience replacing Genie Plus? I have mixed feelings, honestly. What I do like about it is you get to pre-plan your trip in advance. If you have a Disney Resort hotel stay, you're able to start planning your days 7 days in advance, which I think is awesome. You're already going to the park with 3 rides stacked, per se. You get to choose pretty much what rides you want at what time based on their tier system. So I think that's cool. You're already going into the park with 3 rides pre-selected. That makes for an easy day. The thing that I don't like about this is it seems like with this new system, the really good rides seem to sell out the fastest, obviously. But I feel like with the old Genie system, I would be able to sneak in really good rides here and there, but with this new system, they are gone so fast. So for example, hold on. So for example, I have this Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid booked for $225. I've been trying all day to get that sooner, and just a second ago it said that they had a new availability at $120, which would have been perfect. So I went to try to grab it real quick, and then it changed my time to $520, which I will say that's how it used to happen with the regular Genie Plus as well. I'm not saying that it was perfect, but it seemed like more availability was there for the old Genie Plus. Almost every single one that I've tried to pick today and modify, it has changed to a later time instead of an earlier time. The only exception is Space Mountain. I got it for $820, and then I was able to move it to $640. But I have been trying really hard to get these times for later and later. Jungle Cruise is only 35 minutes right now. That's almost unheard of. So It's a Small World, I've got it for $220 to $320. If I try to modify that for closer, chances are it's probably not going to have an early time. See, the earliest time is $425, and I want to be out of here by then. So as you can tell, it's $110. The rides that are showing availability are Barnstormer, Big Thunder Mountain's already sold out, Space Ranger Spin is already sold out, we've got Dumbo that's available, Haunted Mansion's already sold out, we've got It's a Small World, Jungle Cruise is sold out, we've got Mad Tea Party still available, Magic Carpet's still available, Winnie the Pooh is sold out somehow. We have availability for PhilharMagic and Monsters Inc. Pirates is sold out. Now, Seven Dwarfs is one that if I really wanted to, I could have bought a SinglePass for that for $12, which that would fluctuate based on, you know, how busy the day was. But it would be, you know, an individual SinglePass purchase per person in your party. Sorry, there's a lot of P's in that. And then Space Mountain, we've been trying to get that later and later, but there's not any more availability. See, watch, I'll try to go in there. I'll try to modify that. Yeah, see, there's nothing. No availability. So we're going to be stuck with that late time. Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We were able to get the virtual queue for that, but I think it's going to be too late. I'm going to, you know, like I said, I really don't want to be in the park that long. I got to work tomorrow, so, and we got to get ready for our cruise, which we're so excited about. And then there's availability for Tomorrowland Speedway, very late. Virtual queue for Tron. It looks like they're still enrolling guests. Interesting. So it looks like Tron still has virtual queues open. And then, yeah, Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid has that that lightning lane. Technically, if this was me, you know, wanting to make the most out of the day, I would probably change this MultiPass experience to something else and just go stand in line for 15 minutes. So let's just see what else they have. I also feel like it's taking a lot longer to populate. Yeah, so see, the next availability isn't until 5:25. But do they have anything else that I'd rather just walk on? Okay, see, look. Haunted Mansion has another availability. That's what I'm talking about. They will just randomly add new times throughout the day. But we've already ridden that. Yeah, there's really not anything new that I would want to, you know, skip the line on. And since this is a MultiPass video, I kind of don't want to ride any rides unless I'm using a lightning lane for it. But if this was the case, if this was someone who was wanting to make the most out of their day and they saw that they have a ride with a MultiPass that has a very short standby wait, you definitely would want to just go ahead and hop on that. You'd want to just go ahead and go stand in line for that and use that MultiPass for another ride that might have a longer wait. So let's just do a quick recap so far of what we've been able to accomplish with this new MultiPass system. At 7 a.m. I logged onto the app, bought MultiPass for the day for Magic Kingdom, which I think was $29 if I'm remembering correctly. It would be $29 per person, but that price would fluctuate based on how busy the park is expected to be that day. If it's around a holiday, it's going to be more expensive. If they're projecting it to be a slower park day, then it may go down some. Logged on at 7, purchased MultiPass, and then I started picking the rides that I wanted. I picked one ride from the top tier, which was Big Thunder at $9.20, and then I picked 2 from the lower tier, which was Haunted Mansion and Space Ranger Spin. We did Big Thunder. We already had Big Thunder booked for us from 9:20 to 10:20 a.m. And then Haunted Mansion was around the same time, so I really had to book it over there to get that. And then we had Space Ranger Spin from 10:20 to 11:20. I think that was good. We had 3 really good rides already stacked for us, and we didn't have to wait in line for it. Something else that I like is once you get that ride, you're able to get the next one, which is similar to how the old Fast Pass used to work, and it's also how Genie Plus used to work too. Something else to note is that if you book something for like 9:20 to 10:20, at 10:20, whenever that reservation time ends, you're going to be able to go right back into the app and book another MultiPass. You're not going to have to check in for that ride, because we were a little late for some rides and I noticed that it was allowing me to still go in and book the next ride for that. So now a few things that I do not like about this new system is I feel like I'm on my phone a lot trying to catch these new times. You know, they sporadically and periodically throughout the day update the app for different ride times, and it feels like with this new system I'm not able to get so many rides stacked one after the other. The first 3 were easy to stack one after the other, but I was ping-ponging around the park to get to those. These new rides that I'm able to get after I check into the first one and the second one and the third one, the times are very late because other people have booked those after they've checked in. I feel like this system works best for people who are already in the park, coming at rope drop or coming very early in the day, so you're able to check in for a ride, book another one, check in for the next ride, book another one, check in, book. I feel like you're not able to enjoy a leisure day at the resort and then stack your lightning lanes for later unless you pick those times to be late the 7 or 3 days before. 7 days if you're a resort guest, 3 days before if you're not staying on property at all. So I don't like that I'm not able to stack multi-passes for the evening so that I can enjoy, you know, the day leisurely at the resort or just take my time getting here. But I do like, once I'm here, I've already got 3 rides stacked. So that automatically takes less work out of my day, although I did have to do that work before the trip even started. So it's kind of a give or take. In your dream. Anyways, there seems to be a lot less availability for these rides. So with the old system, Genie Plus, I was pretty good. I feel like I had it pretty well, had a good feel for it, so I was able to get most, if not all, of the rides that we would want. But with this new system, it seems like there's almost less availability to get the rides. They do periodically throughout the day sprinkle, you know, random wait times for different popular attractions, but it's literally luck of the draw. It's by chance. You have to be on the app at the right time to be able to notice that there's a new wait time that's early or that there's even one available at all. I feel like it's just a lot harder to get the rides that you want this way, but it does make for easier planning starting out because you're able to get 3 rides right off the bat, and then you can kind of feel around the rest of the day and see what you can get. So as you can see, with the new system, we were able to pick the first 3 rides: Big Thunder, Haunted Mansion, Space Ranger Spin, and then after I checked in for those rides, I was able to hop on, grab a few more. They are for later in the day though, so the Little Mermaid and It's a Small World, so that would be 5 total. If I wanted to, I could have bought Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Tron at 7 a.m. this morning for today, which would have given us 7 rides, but it comes with a price. You know, it's a business move, so the more you spend, the more you get to do. Otherwise, I don't really see us getting any more really good rides, you know, for this trip. It's 1:36 right now, so in an hour I'd be able to go check into It's a Small World. The list of rides that would be available at that point to get after 2:20 would be the Barnstormer, which isn't going to happen for me, Dumbo, Mad Tea Party, Aladdin's Magic Carpets, Philhar Magic. I don't see that selling out at all. Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. These seem to be selling out very slowly. And yeah, that's it. The Little Mermaid was selling out pretty slow, but it eventually caught up to itself, and I don't think it even has any more available unless they're very late. Oh yeah, look, they have some for $5.55. So okay, so let's talk about my top tips for mastering this new MultiPass and SinglePass Lightning Lane experience. Tip 1 is, if you really are going all out on your next Disney vacation and you really want to get the rides that you want, I would recommend first staying on site. Even if it means staying at All-Star Sports, All-Star Movies, or All-Star Music, those are not bad hotels. They're not bad resorts. They're just the bottom tier, and they're the most affordable. So if you really are wanting to maximize your vacation, stay on property and purchase this new MultiPass experience for everybody in your party. Like I said, it is definitely a business move. It's going to come at a price. A pretty steep price too. You're already paying, you know, to stay at the resort, you're paying for your tickets, and now you're paying for MultiPass Lightning Lane experiences for every guest in your party. That is going to add up. But if you're wanting to make the most out of your trip, it just makes the most sense. You can still have a good time and have a lot of fun without all of this. You would just be waiting in line, and you'd be kind of, you know, wasting time that you could have experiencing other things. Second tip obviously would be purchase the MultiPass for you and your family so that you can pick these rides. My third tip is pick those top 3 rides that you absolutely would not have a good time if you did not get those rides. So you saw the list of top tier rides that you can pick 1 off of that list, and then you saw the list of rides where you can pick 2, the lower tier rides. If there's a certain ride on either of those that you absolutely cannot miss, or it just wouldn't feel magical, pick those. Make sure that you're picking those for your MultiPass selections, because there is no guarantee that there's going to be any availability after you pick the other 3, because as you've seen, a lot of them are not even available anymore, and it's not even 2 o'clock. You also have to make sure that you're comfortable with the idea that you may only get those 3 rides that you pre-selected. There is no guarantee that you're going to be able to pick any more rides depending on how busy it was and how many people purchased MultiPass for that day. Remember, if you do have a park hopper option, after you select your first 3 rides, you are able to go into the app and pick rides for other parks. So that is a plus too. Another tip is if you're wanting to ride those really big rides that they have as SinglePass purchases, go ahead and purchase them. You're going to be able to pick exactly what time you want to ride those, and then you don't have to worry about waiting in line. Those are going to have the longest lines. So if you're the type of person who will pay for convenience, just go ahead and purchase those 7 days in advance so that you don't have any regrets. Another tip that I have that I'm not exactly thrilled to say is check the app frequently. Be on the app looking for times that you can modify your rides to. If you got the ride for later in the day and you're wanting it for earlier, don't be afraid to get on the app and check frequently. That's going to be the key. Check frequently and see if that ride may have new times for earlier in the day, because that's going to make a huge difference. If you're not wanting to wait 2 hours between each ride, just keep checking back and modify the time. But with that being said, there's also no guarantee you're going to be able to get an earlier time. So you're just going to have to be flexible. Like, for example, how I showed earlier, the Little Mermaid wait time was only 15 minutes. It's now 35 minutes. When it was 15 minutes, it would have made more sense to just go stand in line for those 15 minutes and get it out of the way so that I wouldn't have to waste a MultiPass on that. I would be able to, save that for a different ride that may take longer to get into. Earlier they did throw out a MultiPass for Tiana's for 110, but by the time I got on there to try to get it, it was already gone, and I was dealing with the issue that I hadn't checked in for my next MultiPass Lightning Lane yet, so I had to wait until 2:20 to be able to grab that one. So I can see that being an issue. If you don't have a MultiPass Lightning Lane available because you're still waiting for your next one, if you happen to see a ride pop up on this list that you're wanting, you would have to physically go into My Day. You'd have to go into My Day, pick the ride that you want to ride the least, modify it, and then hopefully go back and scroll down to that ride that you saw. Chances are it's already going to be gone, because that's how fast these rides are getting snatched up on the new MultiPass. Well guys, that's going to wrap up another magical day at Disney. Thanks for coming along with me and checking out the new MultiPass and SinglePass Lightning Lane experience. How do you feel about it? What do you think? Do you like that they got rid of the Genie Plus? Do you think that this new MultiPass SinglePass is going to be an upgrade, or do you absolutely hate it? Let us know in the comments. By the way, Caleb's at work, so he wasn't able to come with me, so it was just me doing a solo park day today. It's been fun. It's been very, very hot. Like, I haven't sweat this much in a very long time, but it's been fun. I'm always so grateful to be able to come do this. Thank you so much for watching, following along with us, liking, subscribing, commenting, interacting. Hopefully, we'll see you guys around in the parks. Till next time, see ya.